You ever watch something that feels like a bizarre trip? That was my experience watching Monster, the Ed Gein Story on Netflix. It's part bloody horror movie, part historical docudrama, and part cultural critique, all placed in a blender and blended with the top off. The internet is tearing the show apart, calling it one of the worst pieces of media of the year. I only found out about that after watching it myself, and while I thought there was some weird stuff compared to other Monster seasons, I didn't think it was that bad. Ed Gein, for those who don't know, is the real-life inspiration for horror icons like Norman Bates from Psycho, Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. So when Netflix announced that they were doing a deep dive on the guy, I was intrigued. But as I watched, I found myself bouncing between fascination and secondhand embarrassment. This show is a weird ride. Today, we're unpacking the messy, sensational, and surprisingly self-aware monster, the Ed Gein Story. Let's unpack this. From episode 1, the red flags about the inaccuracies are there. The show invents a whole romance subplot between Ed and a woman named Adeline Watkins, which is completely fictional. It also gives him an obsession with Christine Jorgensen, which again never happened. There's even a scene in the last episode where Ed helps catch Ted Bundy. Kind of like how Hannibal Lecter is interviewed in Silence of the Lambs for advice on how to catch Buffalo Bill. To be fair, from an artistic license perspective, I sort of get it. Ed Gein is portrayed as schizophrenic, and we can't really trust his perspective. There are moments where he imagines himself killing people who weren't actually his victims in real life. Because of this, the show stops being a docudrama and becomes more of a meta-narrative about Ed's warped reality. Still, the series seems more interested in turning Gein into a character we follow than portraying the historical figure accurately, and if you're a history buff, you'll probably hate that. It also leans into gore and camp in a way that feels exploitative. There are gratuitous shower scenes, dismemberment, and surreal hallucinations that don't add much except shock value. One critic said it best. It turns Gein back into a monster, but one built for pop culture. Now, where the show actually shines is in connecting Gein's crimes to the horror genre he inspired. Psycho, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Silence of the Lambs, they all pulled from Gein's story. Robert Bloch, who wrote Psycho, admitted that Norman Bates was heavily influenced by Gein. Tobe Hooper, who directed Texas Chainsaw Massacre, said stories of a man using human bones and skin in his house inspired him. And Buffalo Bill? A mix of several killers, but Gein's skin suit obsession is clearly there. The show also includes scenes of Hitchcock and Bloch discussing Psycho, and even shows Buffalo Bill filming one of his iconic scenes. These moments are fascinating because they illustrate how Gein's twisted reality seeped into pop culture. Here's where things get interesting though. Monster knows it's part of the problem. Netflix described the series as a meta-commentary on our obsession with true crime. Ryan Murphy and Ian Brennan said that they wanted to turn the camera on us, the creators, the viewers, the fans, and the show tries to do that. There are scenes of filmmakers dissecting Gein's life for entertainment and a running theme about how we can't look away. But it's also deeply hypocritical. The show indulges in every grisly detail while wagging its finger at us for watching. One critic compared it to being scolded for eating cake while someone shoves frosting in your face. That tension never really gets resolved. The irony of this is what makes Monster, the Ed Gein Story, such a strange viewing experience. It wants to criticize the exploitation of true crime while fully participating in it. One episode even includes the line, "You're the one who can't look away." And it's true. True crime is addictive because it's hard to look away. We keep coming back to it because we're trying to understand it. We want to know why people do these things, even though we never really can. That curiosity fuels the whole genre. And maybe that's why shows like this keep getting made. They feed our desire to explore the unexplainable, even when they cross ethical lines. So, is Monster, the Ed Gein Story valid entertainment? I'd say yes. Critics mostly hated it, audiences are split on it, but I can't lie. I was entertained personally. The performances were strong, the noir aesthetic worked, and the connections to horror history were genuinely cool. It's messy, but at least it's an interesting kind of messy. And honestly, this isn't new for Ryan Murphy. The Dahmer season was accused of sympathizing with its subject. The Menendez season faced backlash from the brothers themselves. An American Horror Story, which I've done a series of videos on, has taken creative liberties with real events. Historical accuracy has never been Murphy's strong suit, but his shows are always conversation starters. At the end of the day, Monster, the Ed Gein Story, is a Frankenstein's monster of its own, stitched together from real facts, Hollywood tropes, and ironic commentary. It may not work as true crime, but that's okay. Personally, I'll probably still watch the next season, because if nothing else, these shows are fun. Thank you for watching, and if you made this far, don't forget to like, comment, and let me know what you thought of the show. Do you think it crossed the line, or did it make you think? Let's unpack it together.